2 weeks ago, I was at a train show in Harrison, Ohio, and found this little beauty for only $4. It reminded me of how this channel began, and also of how much I like Matchbox Super Kings. So it came without a trailer, but I knew that I had one at home. There should also be Texaco stickers on either side in that white area, but they're long gone. This is the general idea of what this would have looked like 50 years ago when it was new. I could very easily whip up new Texaco decals for the trailer, or even find some on eBay. But I have something else in mind. In the 1970s, I was a proud member of the Matchbox Collectors Club. In one issue of their newsletter, a special version of the Texaco K-16 in green was offered to members only. My mom was generous enough to mail in a check, and several long weeks later, it finally arrived. This was always one of my favorites, and I played with it a lot when I was little. I'd set it up next to a passenger station within a loop of O-gauge track. Other Matchbox Super Kings trucks and Speed Kings cars would also be involved, but when it was cleanup time, they all went carefully back into their original boxes. Mine is still in pretty good shape, and I have just a little bit of pride in my voice when I say to people that I'm the original owner. How many people can say that about a 50-year-old toy?
So I've got that going for me, which is nice.
If you noticed earlier, the price for the green Texaco truck was $6 plus 60 cents for shipping. Look what they sell for now. As far as I know, only 2 tankers were ever offered in green. The Collectors Club Texaco model, and this one, a K-16 for Quaker State. Since I already have the Collectors Club model, I'd like to add another green K-16 to my collection, but I don't have a spare $250 just laying around. I think I'll just make one of my own. It won't be too hard. I've repainted many Super Kings over the past few years, including this one for BP Racing. The decals were made on my computer, and the green Rust-Oleum spray paint is very close to the original Matchbox color. It might be just a shade darker, but I liked it so much that I went ahead and repainted 2 separate truck cabs. Even at that time, I had planned to make a Quaker State clone, but I never got around to doing the trailer. The white plastic has yellowed quite a bit over time, but the other trailer had the same problem before I added a fresh coat of glossy white spray paint. These pieces have been together for nearly half a century, and older plastic can be brittle plastic. The 2 parts eventually separate without breaking. Now I can drill out the mushroomed metal ends for complete disassembly. The chrome is nearly completely gone, but Matchbox also made this part in black, so I might either spray it black or maybe silver. I'm not sure just yet. Once it's completely apart, I'll drill smaller holes that will eventually be threaded for tiny little screws that will hold all the parts together after they've been cleaned and refurbished. I looked in every corner of my garage but couldn't find any paint stripper. But what I do have is about 20 ounces of brake fluid plus no deadline for this project. So I'll just let this sit for a few days and flip ends every now and then. Most of the paint came off, and what didn't, I'll remove with a wire brush in my rotary tool. It's a nice spring day, and the temperature is just right for spray painting al fresco. My brain cells will be grateful that I'm taking a break from using an unventilated room in my basement as a paint booth. So brain cells, you're welcome. Cleaning and wet sanding with 400 grit paper removes any dirt and even some of the yellowed coloring of the plastic. I still want it to be as bright and shiny as possible, so I'll spray it with a few light coats of Rust-Oleum's gloss white. Making the new decals will be pretty easy. First, I found an image of the old logo and brought it into Pages, which is a document program by Apple, and then I began tracing with just some basic drawing shapes. Mine won't be an exact copy of the original. The fonts and proportions I'm using will be pretty close, though. This is just for me, not to fool someone else. This is not the way Matchbox would have attached these pieces. It's simply not economical on an assembly line. But since I have the time, I'll use these tiny little screws, which I think look even more appealing than the factory process. I decided on silver paint for the trailer's roof insert, since the tractor has also had some of its chromed plastic repainted, but I'll use a chrome touch-up pen to brighten up the wheels. Maybe I could have used the chrome pen on the trailer part, but I'm actually pretty happy with the silver spray paint. The decals have been printed and given a coat or two of a glossy clear spray. Once that's dry, they can be trimmed and applied just like any other decal. When I was a kid, I wanted so badly to have my picture in the photo gallery. And every time I sent one in, I'd wait for 3 months to check the next quarterly newsletter, but it never happened. I was very Bob-centric at that time. Luckily, I grew out of that phase. I mean, it's not like I need to get attention for making stuff or collecting things. I'm way too mature for that now. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and until next time, this has been Bob's Workshop. Take care.